Instagram loves to give me a jump scare whenever I least expect it. Because tell me why last Saturday, I believe, I was scrolling on Instagram, and tell me why I saw a picture of 21-year-old Aoki Simmons and this 65-year-old man kissing. Oh, hell no! Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot of wild stuff on Instagram before, but this was just next level unexpected. And let's be honest, like seeing a senior citizen go shirtless is not something that I like to see. Like no matter how much dough they're rolling in, I don't really want to see that. So yeah, you could say it was a bit of a jump scare moment for me. Jump scare. Social media, of course, went into an absolute frenzy over this unlikely pairing. And I want to read some comments that stood out to me. So it says, Aoki Simmons, 21, spotted kissing European prehistoric fossil, almost 5 decades older than her. Twitter is honestly something else. Anyways, let me read some reactions to this post. Y'all really on here acting like you don't know what 21-year-old boys act like? Why on earth would she want someone her own age? I see what they're trying to say, but if we're being honest, age does not matter, because I have met a lot of guys who are pushing 30 and they still don't know how to act right. And I imagine that there's a lot of 65-year-old men who still don't know how to act right. Hence why I'm making this video. This other user said, the shit y'all do every day is so shocking to you guys when you find out other people do it, let alone a celebrity. But I have to argue with that because I feel like the fact that she is a celebrity is what makes it more shocking. Because in my head, I'm like, oh, celebrities have money, you know, they got the moolah. I would expect someone who needs money to be doing this, not someone who already has money or I think has money. So that's why it definitely caught me off guard. But clearly we don't know what goes on in people's lives, so we really do not know her financial situation. But this last comment gives more context into this whole situation. It's really wild people are just blaming her mom. Don't y'all know her dad is a predator in hiding and he was hateful to those girls after the divorce? Daddy and mommy issues, please step forward. Now that is tea, but we will get into that later in the video. I'll explain who Aoki is. If you don't know who she is, you're gonna learn who she is today. But this picture of Aoki and the man, his name is Victorio, by the way. The picture of both of them just has inspired me to make this video about the rise of sugar daddies. I was actually gonna make a video on age gap relationships, but then I saw this picture of Aoki and Victorio and I was like, oh, I definitely should make a video on sugar daddies instead. So today will be a very interesting discussion and I'm going to ask you this question and I want you to answer by the end of this video. And the question is sugar dating an ethical form of relationships? Can both parties consent to every activity taking place in the relationship? Questions, we need the answers. But we're going to find out today. And you know what else we're going to find out today? If you stink or not. I hope you don't, because I know I certainly do not. Smell has always been important to me, and I believe that smell has the power not only to transform the way we perceive ourselves, but also how others perceive us. That's why I've developed a bit of an obsession with smell, hence the candles behind me. Everything gotta smell good around me. I've had many unpleasant encounters with people, so that has made me value smelling good even more when I go out. But it's not really that easy because perfumes can be quite expensive, especially designer perfumes. So to spend your hard-earned coin on a perfume that you may potentially not like is a risk that I don't really like taking. The Versace's Bright Crystal perfume was quite popular among my peers when I was in high school, but it retails for like $200. So I was like, I don't know where all these girls are getting this money from. Well, maybe they were doing what I'm going to talk about in today's video, so maybe, who knows. But yeah, $200 when I was in high school would definitely hurt my pocket, so I just never got it. But you know what doesn't hurt your pockets? Today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird offers a fragrance subscription service that enables you to choose a new designer fragrance every month at an affordable price of just $17. The subscription plans are both budget-friendly and adaptable, granting you the flexibility to skip or cancel at any time, ensuring a seamless and stress-free experience. Each month you have the freedom to select the fragrances that match your preferences and you receive a 30-day supply of each fragrance. And this allows you to sample and experience different fragrances without actually committing to a full-size bottle. Their collection features a diverse array of options ranging from unisex scents to well-known brands and indie labels. With such a wide selection, there is something for everyone to discover and enjoy. So the first scent I got is actually Versace's Bright Crystal, and I did not have have to pay $200. This scent is for the floral girlies, but it also has fruity and musky undertones. It features a blend of pomegranate, yuzu, frosted accord, magnolia, lotus plant, amber, musk, and mahogany. That was a lot. But it results in a sweet yet sophisticated smell. Then I also got Vanilla Woods by the Seven Virtues. This one I like because I'm a huge vanilla girl. The vanilla used is sustainably sourced vanilla, so it not only adds depth to the fragrance, but it also offers aromatherapy benefits, soothing the mind and alleviating stress. Cause I need that. I be stressing out too much. Okay, so the next scent I got is Sexual Noir by Michael Germain. This one smells so good. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's like a warm vanilla smell mixed with strawberries, if that makes any sense. But it definitely gives me mature vibes, and I've already gotten quite a bit of compliments from this scent, so we love it. And the last scent I got is Morning Wood, and it's by Boyfriend. And yes, Morning Wood is actually the name, but this perfume is perfect for a date night. It gives me grown and sexy vibes. Exploring different fragrances is a great way to find out which scents actually complement your individuality and taste. That's why I highly recommend giving Scentbird a try so you can find out which scent is your signature scent. Using Kirka to get 55% off your first month at Scentbird. This means that you're only going to be investing a little over $7 for your first month with Scentbird. And Scentbird is currently accessible in the US and Canada. So thank you once again to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back into the world of sugar daddies. Yeah. So part 1. What is a sugar daddy? The phenomenon of sugar dating is characterized by the exchange of financial support or lavish gifts for companionship and intimacy, and it has captured the curiosity of modern society. At its core lies the figure of the sugar daddy, a symbol of wealth, power, and desire. However, beyond the surface allure lies a complex landscape shaped by a multitude of motivations, aspirations, and societal norms. In this segment, we'll delve into the intriguing world of sugar daddies and sugar mommies, exploring what exactly defines a sugar daddy and how this dynamic plays out in modern society. Let's get into it. Yeah. So simply put, sugar dating is a phenomenon that has gained significant attention within the last couple of years. It has definitely always been around, but TikTok has made it more popular and has introduced it to a larger and younger audience. It involves individuals entering into a relationship where typically one party is older and wealthier, and they provide financial support or lavish gifts to a younger partner in exchange for companionship, intimacy, and other forms of interaction. The typical setup for this arrangement is an older man and a younger woman. The man is called a sugar daddy because he wants the sugar, and the younger woman is called a sugar baby because she has to provide the sugar. But of course, it depends on each person's sexuality. Like, sugar mamas also exist too, but they don't get the same attention that sugar daddies do. Plus, I feel like they're not as common. I mean, they're definitely out there, but when I was doing my research, it was focused on sugar daddy, so we're just gonna talk about sugar daddies in this video. But let's go over some characteristics that a sugar daddy entails, shall we? The most important factor is financial stability. These men got the coin. They are typically financially well off and capable of providing their sugar babies with luxurious experiences such as expensive vacations and financial assistance like paying their bills and gifting them valuable items. And these gifts can include designer bags, clothing, getting your nails done, paying for your hair, your makeup, because we all know all of that is very expensive. So that is just some of the ways that a sugar daddy can financially assist his sugar baby. Another characteristic is generosity. So a sugar daddy has to be willing to spend his coin on his sugar baby to give her experiences that are far beyond her means. This is probably one of the biggest ones too, because you have to be generous. You have to spend your money. If you're not opening your pockets, then you can't really be a sugar daddy. Like, do you remember that line from the City Girls? The song Is It Act Up, where JT says, give a fuck what a nigga gotta pee and giving it. Give a fuck what a nigga gotta pee and giving it. Exactly what she said. That is what I'm trying to say. A sugar daddy has to be opening his pockets and be spending that money, because if he's not, then he cannot be classified as a sugar daddy. And these men often have a strong desire for companionship. They often seek companionship, physical intimacy, and emotional connections with their sugar babies. As you get older, it's not uncommon to feel lonely. I'm pretty sure I read a study that older people feel lonely and stuff because, let's say you're retired, so you're not working anymore, so you don't see much people, you're not interacting with a lot of people. people, or maybe your kids don't live at home anymore, so you're by yourself at home, or even your partner may have died of old age, so you're all alone. That's why these men use their money to buy companionship. But just keep in mind that these are only a few reasons why these men choose to engage in these type of relationships. Because I know a lot of them don't do it because they're lonely, they just do it to be weird. So just take that with a grain of salt, but I just feel like that's an explanation for some of them, but not all of them. But because I know that older people tend to feel lonely, I try to be nice to them in public. Like when I go out or I'm working, or if I'm at a grocery store and they try to talk to me, usually I don't like talking to them, so I ignore them. But honestly, I stopped doing that because I'm like, damn, like if they're feeling lonely, the grocery store is probably one of the only places that they can socialize with people. So I try to be nice. I try to talk to them and be like, hey girl, what's up? Even though last time I was nice to this lady and she was doing too much and she was trying to give me a kiss, and I was like, oh baby, no way. You've been on this earth too long. There's a huge chance that you have contracted herpes, so I'll pass. And one of the last characteristics of a sugar daddy and sugar dating in general is discretion. Many sugar daddies value discretion and privacy, preferring to keep their sugar dating activities confidential due to societal stigma or personal reasons, like having a wife. You didn't hear that. Did I say that? Actually, you know what? Let me just say it. Honestly, a lot of these personal reasons that they have, it's because they have a whole wife and children at home, so they don't want their wife or children to know that they're cheating with the person who is young enough to be their daughter. And I believe that money can definitely make it easier for a man to cheat, because let's say he has a business trip that he has to attend, but the whole time he is flying out his sugar baby to a tropical island or something like that. So I feel like definitely money does make it easier for these men to cheat. I even remember at my old job, this is actually funny, but yeah, at my old job, I remember this funny story. Let me tell y'all real quick. I used to work at a grocery store. I was a cashier. So this man would come in almost every day, or at least like 3 to 4 times a week. And he would always come to my line. And every time he came to my register, he was complimenting me. He never said like, oh, like you're so beautiful, but he was always complimenting my hair. I feel like he wanted to say like, oh, you're very beautiful, or you're this, you're this, you're this. I would say he's like probably in his 50s, 40s maybe. So he wasn't trying to be creepy, so he just complimented my hair instead. He was harmless, but honestly, he was just really annoying. So I never really talked to him. I just laughed and be like, ha ha ha, thanks, ha ha, thank you. Like that's all I said. Like every time he came to my line, I would only say thank you and just laugh because I was trying to get him in and out. So then one day, I guess he had more confidence that day, or he was feeling good, but he comes into the store as usual, comes into my line, compliments my hair, the same old ish, but this time my friend was around. And my friend was like, you always come in here complimenting her hair. You're not gonna offer to pay her bills or something? Like, hello? My friend was just joking, of course, because we honestly always joke about having sugar daddies. Like, it's just an ongoing joke because of today's climate, today's economy. Like, sometimes I'd be thinking about it though. But yeah, my friend was just joking, and the goal was actually to get him to leave me alone, because usually when you bring up money to men, like they run away very fast. So that was the goal, but he was like, oh, really? He's like, oh, I'm going on a vacation to Cuba, 5-star resort. Come with me. I was like, wait, pause. But me and my friend were just laughing because we're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But he was dead ass serious. Like he was so serious. And he was like, yeah, I'm a pharmacist. Come with me. It's a 5-star resort. It's very nice. We're gonna go there for a week. It's gonna be beautiful. I'll pay for your ticket, da 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 da. I was like, sir. And I just want to make it clear that clearly I was not gonna go anywhere with this man. Like I could literally drop kick him. He was like a little short man. I could definitely drop kick him. But just for shits and giggles, we exchanged numbers and he messaged me on WhatsApp. Y'all know WhatsApp, right? It's basically like an iMessage. You can voice call, video call, or text people, or even send voice notes. So it's basically just like iMessage. So I clicked on his message and he was just sending me the details of the trip. Honestly, I didn't even reply. I was like, girl, I'm not going on this trip. But I clicked on his profile photo, and his profile photo was him and this woman. And you could definitely tell it was his wife. I was like, are you dumb or are you dumb? Like, what? So yeah, a lot of them just be cheating on their wives, but that whole situation was just so funny to me. He was definitely on the hunt for a sugar baby, but that sugar baby was not gonna be me. Oh hell no. Oh, wow. Also, having a CEO of a prestigious company having relationships with a 19-year-old wouldn't be a good look for that company. So that's why most of these men prefer it to be private. Just imagine if Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and one of the richest people alive, was parading around a very young woman. That would be weird, and people would be dragging him for filth, especially if she's under the age of 25. Because this man is 60 years old, almost the same age as Victorio, and he has lot of money, a lot of power, and a lot of influence. So that's already a huge power imbalance if he's like dating a 19-year-old. So yeah, that's why these men prefer it to be discreet, because they don't want to be dragged by the public and they do not want the bad publicity. Anyways, sugar dating has evolved into a diverse and multifaceted subculture facilitated by online platforms and social media. Sugar daddies and sugar mommies can connect with potential sugar babies through specialized websites, apps, or social media platforms where they negotiate the terms of arrangement and establish expectations for both parties. And if you go on TikTok, you will find a lot of women giving tips on how to secure a sugar daddy. I remember this one girl was selling courses on how to become a sugar baby, and she was really good at selling it. I couldn't find her account, but basically she was saying that you have to give yourself the life you deserve. Why deprive yourself from the luxuries of life? Why deprive yourself from the finer things of life? In life. Start today. Start being a sugar baby today. And I won't even lie, I was tempted to buy that course because I was like, girl, this life is expensive. But honestly, I couldn't afford the course, I didn't buy it. And let's not forget YouTube, where you can find many videos ranging from documentaries to personal antidotes and even tutorials on navigating the sugar dating world. It's a whole industry unto itself, with people sharing their experiences, offering advice on negotiation tactics, and discussing the financial aspects of the arrangement. It's definitely interesting to see the lens that some people go in the pursuit of luxury and financial security, but at the same time, I cannot really blame them because shit, life's expensive. But what you need to know about the world of sugar dating is that the older person got the funds and they use that funds to buy companionship, and that companionship includes a lot of sugar, which we will talk about later in this video. Part 2, Aoki Lee Simmons and her prehistoric fossil. So in this section, I'm going to talk about Aoki and her sugar daddy, or whatever you want to call it, and give you more context on the situation that had the internet going crazy. I am also going to talk about Aoki a little bit, just in case you're not familiar with who she is, so you have the full picture and you can make your own decision about this situation. So let's get into it. Yeah. So Aoki Lee Simmons was born August 16, 2002, making her 21 years old today. Her parents are Kimora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons. So Kimora is a fashion designer, model, and entrepreneur. She first gained prominence as a fashion model in her teens and later transitioned into a successful career as a fashion designer and businesswoman. Kimora is best known for her iconic fashion brand called Baby Phat, which she founded in 1999. And Baby Phat quickly became a major player in the fashion industry, known for its urban-inspired clothing and accessories. And Ice Spice actually wore Kimora's clothing brand to the Grammys this year. And I thought it was a really cute look. Like, it looks like the vibe of Baby Phat is like Y2K 2000s look. And that's a cute look, I like it. And on the other hand, Russell Simmons is a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. Well, was. He's known as a music executive, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. He co-founded the pioneering hip-hop record label Def Jam Recordings in the 1980s, which played a crucial role in popularizing hip-hop music and culture. Artists such as Rihanna, Jay-Z, and Justin Bieber have been associated with this record label at various points in their careers, and all of them have run on to have successful careers, but they brought a lot of money into the record label. So as you can tell, this man Russell, he was loaded. Beyond his work in music, Russell has made significant contributions to various other industries. So by the sound of all of that, you would think that Russell has a lot of money, right? Well, he did have money, but let me explain. Russell's reputation has been tarnished by allegations of sexual misconduct and assault. Multiple women have come forward with accusations against him, leading to his resignation from his business ventures and withdrawal from public life. He has denied all allegations against him, but he has been hit with many million-dollar lawsuits, and his reputation is completely tarnished. I don't believe he has been charged with anything, but I'll be honest, I don't believe him. I do not believe him for 1 second. But honestly, let's not get into his allegations and stuff. If you're interested in it, you can definitely just search it up and you can see everything because it's all there. It's all on Google. And if you know about the Simmons family, it's common knowledge at this point that Aoki has a very strained relationship with her father, as they have made it very public. According to Kimora, Russell only contributed a small amount of money to their children's college expenses and informed her that he could no longer provide the financial support. And what I understood from the situation is that they're having family problems, and also Russell's money is drying up, which does make more sense as to why we saw Aoki with that older man. It definitely does start to make more sense, but it's still quite shocking. So let's fast forward to today. So literally last week, Aoki and Victorio Asaf, I think that's how you say his name, Asaf. I'm just gonna call him Victorio though. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So they were spotted sharing a romantic moment while vacationing in Saint Bart's, which is a Caribbean island that has really beautiful beaches. So I am adding that to my bucket list. Thank you, Aoki and Victorio. Anyways, Victorio is a renowned restaurateur, which basically means that he just opens and runs restaurants professionally. And he's best known for co-founding the esteemed Italian restaurant chain, Serafina. He is originally from Milan, Italy, and he has made a significant impact in the culinary world through his ventures in the hospitality industry. Serafina has achieved global recognition for its exceptional Italian cuisine. With restaurants spanning 3 continents, Serafina has become synonymous with exquisite dining experiences. I have not had a chance to dine at any one of these restaurants, but I do like Italian food, so if you have ever tried one of these restaurants, please let me know so I can try it out myself. While I couldn't find specific details on the annual revenue that Serafina is bringing in, the chain's extensive expansion suggests significant success. Like, no company would be able to open up that many stores in 3 different continents if they weren't making the money. So I think it's safe to assume that Fabio and Victorio have a lot of freaking money. I even saw online that Victorio is estimated to be worth $500 million. However, it is important to take such figures with a grain of salt, as they may not always be accurate. Because I saw another site that said that Aoki is worth $55 million, and I highly doubt that, because if she was worth that much money, I doubt that she would be going on that trip with Victorio in the first place. I mean, I doubt that she would even be around him in the first place. But as I said, I don't know her situation, but I just doubt that she's worth $55 million. But even though we do not know this man's actual net worth, I think it's more than safe to assume that he has a lot of fucking money. However, I just want to mention that Aoki's relationship with this guy was never confirmed, but if you put 2 and 2 together, you can clearly see that it was a sugar daddy, sugar baby exchange. But according to this article, they said that they have parted ways because Aoki's mother was concerned. So they said, not only is it over, it was never a thing. Aoki is learning to navigate her private life in a public sphere, and that can be difficult. However, Kimura was concerned to see her daughter in that kind of relationship due to what she herself went through. Oh, so I forgot to mention this, and I don't know how I forgot because it's very important, but Kimura met Russell when she was 17 years old, 17, and he was 35 years old. 35. So yeah, it was quite an age gap. And they got married years later when Kimura was 23 and he was 41. So yeah, it's kind of given grooming, but I didn't say anything. All I'm gonna say is that if I am 35 years old, you will not catch me talking to a 17-year-old, because what do I have in common with a 17-year-old? So due to what Kimura went through with Russell, she did not want her daughter to follow in her footsteps and to be attached to an older and wealthier man, because that can be a recipe for disaster. If you have ever dealt with an older man or older woman, please let me know, because I would love to read your experience. Anyways, I just wanted to give a brief backstory on the situation with Aoki and Victorio, because their situation is what inspired today's video. But now I want to talk about the problematic rise of these sugar daddies and what this means for us and how this affects us more than we even think. Shall we get into it? Let's get into it. Yeah. Part 3, the problematic rise of prehistoric fossils. I mean, sugar daddies. In recent years, a trend has emerged that has sparked both intrigue and concern: the rise of sugar daddy relationships. For some, it's seen as a means of financial support in a challenging economy, which I do feel, because it'd be expensive. But for others, it's a lifestyle choice that challenges traditional notions of relationships. Sugar daddy dating websites have proliferated, offering a platform for young individuals to connect with older, wealthier partners. But behind the allure of luxury gifts and financial stability lies a more complex reality. So let's talk. First, I just want to say that I don't think that sugar dating is necessarily bad, but it just depends on several factors. And the biggest factor is age. If you are a minor or a fresh adult, like you literally just became legal 2 seconds ago, these older men and older women should not be talking to you, and they should not be trying to get you to be their sugar baby. That's gross, but I know it does happen a lot, way more than we think. There's a lot of weirdos out there. And I've heard a lot of stories about sugar daddies, so I know personally it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You actually have to be giving the sugar. But TikTok does not say that. TikTok makes it seem like an amazing thing, and it hides the actual dark side of being a sugar baby. Before we get into TikTok, sugar dating has been around before TikTok was even a thing. These sugar daddy relationships have been around for as long as older rich men and younger wanting women have existed. The term sugar daddy dates back to the early 1900s. During the roaring 20s, with the presence of disposable wealth reigning alongside the idealization of lavish lifestyles, the sugar-based relationships were facilitated and grew more popular. The internet age has exacerbated these financially beneficial relationships. Like, how many times you go on TikTok, you're scrolling down and you see a girl talking about getting Louis Vuittons, getting Range Rovers, going on expensive vacations because of her man or her sugar daddy. Like, they be promoting this lifestyle of luxury and just amazingness, but it's really not that. Like, didn't y'all hear about the Dubai porta potties, or the I think it's porta potties? I'm not gonna explain what it was because it's nasty, and I don't recommend searching it up because I don't want you to find any pictures, but just know that it was a lot of very powerful and wealthy men were flying out models to Dubai to do some nasty stuff to them. So yeah. But one of the first and still popular websites that was designed to match sugar babies to sugar daddies is Seeking Arrangements. And they have over 10 million active users, and 8 million of them are sugar babies. And let me just confess, I have tried this website before. Honestly, it was like back in the day, like I was like, girl, like let me just get to this bag, let me try, but it just never worked out. People who I know watch this video, so let me not talk too much. But during like the 1920s to like 1960s, Coco Chanel was probably one of the most famous sugar babies alive. And if you don't know Coco Chanel, she is the owner of Chanel, which is the very famous, very popular designer brand that I am sure you have heard about. She was an extremely talented French fashion designer, but she grew up in poverty after the death of her mother. And we all know how important money is. You can be the most talented person in the world, but you need money to get started. You need money to start a business. You need money to go to school. Like, money is very powerful. Gotta love living in a capitalist society. So Coco Chanel utilized her sugar daddies to fund her business that we now know as Chanel. And I feel like she was probably one of the most smartest sugar babies. Like, I'm not encouraging it, but if you're gonna get like a sugar daddy, like at least make them build you wealth that's gonna last you forever. Like, don't just use them for Birkins or expensive vacations. Make them invest in your business, make them buy stocks in your name, like at least do something like that. So at least you can build like wealth long term. And let's say you guys separate, you're still gonna be fine because you have your own money. You know what I mean? But let me not give you guys ideas. I don't know exactly how much sugar daddy she had, but I do know that she was around a lot of wealthy men, and she used those men to fund her business, which is now worth 19.4 billion US dollars. As I said, I'm not encouraging it, but I'm just telling you guys the facts. I just thought I would give you guys an example of a sugar baby that was back in the day, so you know it's not a new thing. It's always been around. Anyways, back to TikTok. So TikTok has over 1 billion active monthly users, and it has become a major agent for promotion among both millennial and Gen Z cohorts. However, the app is now saturated with sugar daddy and sugar baby based content appearing under a variety of hashtags. These videos present sugar daddy / sugar baby relationships in a promotional way, not only highlighting the rewards, but also illustrating how their audience should go about finding their own sugar daddy. The glamorization of such relationships can be concerning, especially when it intertwines with the inability to distinguish the real from the fake. Because let's be honest, a lot of these girls be lying. They lie, or they hide, or they sugarcoat the actual truth to promote this lifestyle. And young people are actively responding to this content, wanting to engage in their own sugar-based relationship to reap the financial benefits that they're seeing on their screen. And I was one of them too. Like, I've been like in high school, me and my friends would joke about having a sugar daddy because we're like, damn, like look at all these girls getting all these things, like all these expensive perfumes perfumes, the Versace perfume. They were just going on vacations and everything. So we're like, damn, our lives are so boring. Like, we want to experience that. But we did not know the true meaning of being a sugar baby. Thankfully, we never did it, but these girls don't be telling us the truth. A lot of comments I saw in these videos were of young girls. A lot of them are minors, and they were expressing how frustrated they were that they were a minor, because you have to be at least 18 or 19 to join a lot of these sugar dating apps. But girl, it's for the best. Trust me, it's for the best. So one comment wrote, cries and 15 years old. And another one said, why do I have to be 17 and have my B-day in December? And it's because you have to be either 18 or 19 to join these websites. This person is so close but so far, but I hope they did not end up joining it at 18, because you're still very dumb and young. So as you can see, a lot of people, not only TikTokers, but a lot of people are promoting this lifestyle and making it seem like it's amazing and that it's so easy. Just find a man, he's gonna pay for everything, and you're gonna live your high value, soft life that you're dreaming of. But they are not telling you the dark side of it and the most important part. And that is the fact that these men, they want sex. They are not gonna settle with just talking or just having hugs or holding hands. Like, they want to engage in intercourse. These TikTokers or people who are promoting this lifestyle, they need to express that. And a lot of these older men have kinks and fetishes that they're gonna want to try out with you. So they can easily make you do things that you would not want to do, but you're doing it for money. And let's say you're dependent on their money. Now you have to do exactly whatever they say because they got money and they're funding your lifestyle. Do y'all know Diddy? Because I made a video about him a while ago, and also he's been in the news for a bit. So yeah, you might have heard about him. But long story short, Diddy is a very wealthy person. He's a businessman and he's a rapper, but he has a lot of accusations against him. These accusations are crazy. They're a lot, but I talked about it in depth in my video. So if you want to watch my video to know exactly what he did, go ahead, but tread lightly because it's a lot. But anyways, Diddy is known for being a sugar daddy to Young Miami. And Young Miami is a rapper and she's part of the City Girls, which is a rap duo. They were quite popular like 2-3 years ago. Like, they're kind of popular now-ish, but not really. They're kind of going through some beef right now, but that's a discussion for another day. Anyways, during an interview, Young Miami said that she liked getting golden showers. So she likes getting peed on. So yeah, love that. But we're not gonna get into their mess of a situation. Like, those two people are something else. But I just wanted to give you an example of some of the things that these men want you to do. However, I will say that I have heard of sugar daddy relationships where they don't want anything, like they don't want any physical intimacy. They just want to like talk and they just want you to listen to them. So yeah, I have heard of that, but those are very rare to find. 10 times out of 10, these men want physical intimacy. They want to touch you. Some girls try to sell that dream, but it's very hard to find that. And these sugar baby / sugar daddy relationships are very common, especially for the younger generation. The website Seeking Arrangements has even said that they have over 500,000 students using their platform. And they even provide free membership to any individuals who use their university email address. So you can see that Seeking Arrangements is even making it worse because they're trying to pull in as many university students as they can, because I guess that's what these weird men want. They want vulnerable people who need money so they can get them to do whatever they want to do. However, these relationships are the ones that can turn sour very easily, and the risk should not be ignored. The entire premise of such relationship is based on money. Therefore, it can become very easy for an unequal power dynamic to occur based on the sugar baby's need for the sugar daddy's money. And especially as a university student, when you're paying rent and tuition, you need money. The life of a university student is not fun. Like, for the most part, you be broke. That's just how it is. And having someone who can continuously give you money does seem very tempting. But then it becomes very easy for the sugar daddies to force these sugar babies to do things that they are uncomfortable with doing, but because they don't want their sugar daddy to stop giving them money, they do it. And also, complications can arise when one party wants to end the relationship. As opposed to sex work, sugar-based relationships, as the name suggests, are relationships. Therefore, deciding to exit the relationship could be more difficult than you think. Also, issues of privacy also pertain throughout these relationships. Needing to keep your personal and financial identity secure is something that sugar babies are told to remember to ensure their safety. But a lot of TikToks do not bring this up. And if you're 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, it's not something that you're automatically thinking of. Like, yes, you should be, but you're young, so it's not going to be the first thought that comes to your head, which is why avoiding these sugar baby relationships is probably for the better. But with this whole sugar baby, sugar daddy debacle, the question that pops up is if creators should hold more responsibility towards their content, and if TikTok as a platform alone should do more to safeguard its users. The most common sugar daddy / sugar baby content is published as purely promotional and romanticized displays of such relationships, with fails to mention the risks that could come hand in hand, because a lot of these girls actually do get paid when you sign up using their link. So now that they have an incentive to get you to sign up, they're gonna do what they have to do to get you to sign up. They're not gonna talk about the bad stuff, they're gonna only talk about the good, so you sign up and get the money. When you consider this with the young age of TikTok's most popular demographic, it does become concerning to see the lack of responsibility held by the creators or TikTok itself for the content. However, I have seen articles that said that a lot of people view the sugar baby content as just for jokes and it's just pure entertainment and they have no intention on pursuing it. That could be true for some people, but honestly I feel like for most it's not. Maybe I was just dumb and young, but definitely when I was young I was like, oh, like I want to get into this because they're very good at selling the market. Like they're very good at it. So I definitely know that it's something that a lot of young girls or even like older women too, they're into it because they're getting sold a dream. But honestly, even if TikTok disappeared and gets banned as they claim it's gonna get banned, so even if TikTok disappears, we still have a lot of sugar baby, sugar daddy content on like YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. People can still find it. If they want to find the content, they're gonna find it. So we can't blame TikTok alone. Because TikTok has become so popular recently, I want to blame them. But it is important to remember the illusions of social media and to understand that the content that you see is usually far from the reality of the actual situation. But of course, when you're younger, you're more naive, so it's easy for you to be deceived by this type of content. But honestly, even when you're older too, like it's very easy to be deceived. Even at my big age, sometimes I'm like, damn, is that real? But then I'm like, wait, I need to realize that social media is low-key, high-key fake. So honestly, the best thing you can do is just don't trust anyone. Part 4, experiences with sugar daddies. So this section will not feature my experiences because I have never had a sugar daddy before, but I have had many opportunities, but I just chose not to take up those offers. In this section, I want to feature some stories from my friends and people I know to give you a full picture of the sugar baby lifestyle, so you can make your own opinion on this whole topic. Let's get into it. Yeah. Before we start this section, please let us know if you have any experiences with sugar daddies or sugar mommies. Let us know in the comments below because I'm sure everyone would love to read it, especially me. But anyways, so I have this friend of a friend who scored the jackpot with the sugar baby lifestyle because her sugar daddy does not want any sugar. All he wants is for her to listen to him and to accompany him to events. Literally the most they've done is just lock arms. You know when you like lock arms with someone? I'm trying to do it. Like, you just like lock, you know what I mean? When you lock arms with someone, like that's the most they've done. And like they meet up like, I think like once a week, twice a week, something like that. Usually she makes, I think around $500 a day for hanging out with him, which is obviously very helpful to her because she is a university student. So rent, groceries, all that. That's basically a job. Like you don't have to work part-time anymore if you're making like $500 a day. But just keep in mind that this is a friend of a friend. So I have never met her personally. So that's why I don't know all the details, but she scored the jackpot and she made me want to get my own sugar daddy. Because I'm like, damn, like you found someone who you don't even have to touch, like sign me up. But we need to remember that this is very rare. Like yes, she found this one, but it's not easy. And she actually found him on, I think, Seeking Arrangements. That's where she found him. But 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna find one that doesn't want any physical intimacy. That's just that. But in her case, I've only heard good things about this guy, so she's lucky she found a good one. But please remember that a lot of them are not like this. Anyways, for this story, I have some screenshots and receipts because my friend is quite a seasoned sugar baby. She has received a lot of money from men, and this one guy literally sent her his whole life savings and they never met. So he sent it through Cash App and he was sending her like $1,000, $3,000, $1,000, $2,000 every single day. And this happened around 2020 and 2021. So it was during the pandemic. People were struggling. So I don't know what he was out here doing, but I don't know. And I think what shocks me the most is the fact that she never met him in person. I was like, damn, let me get one. But as I said, it's not as easy as it is, and it's not just rainbows and sunshine. And she also has received a lot of money from men on Instagram who she has never met, but they just send her random money for like food, gas, or groceries. Like they just sent her like a little bit of money. So it's crazy. She's never met them before, never met them at all, and they just sent the money. But I just want to mention that she has met guys in person, so she has experience with that, like the sugar baby lifestyle and stuff. So she does have that experience. So I asked her for her input on this whole discussion because I think it would be interesting to have someone who actually is involved in the lifestyle talk about it. So basically she said that older men are more stable. They already have their money, their job, their car, their house. They have everything together, so you can get straight to what you want. She said if she was dating someone her own age, then she wouldn't get everything she wanted right now. She would have to wait and grow with them, but she don't want that. She also stated that she believes that stability is something that a lot of women crave, and she said that she gets that from older and wealthier men. And she also believes that it's possible to actually love someone who is older than you by many years. And I do agree with that to a certain extent. If the age gap is crazy, like 40, 30, 60 years, I think that's a little bit mod. For myself, I would say my max is 10 years. I can definitely see myself loving someone who is 10 years older than me. So I feel like it's possible, and like it depends on people. But like if you're like 20 with a 60-year-old, do you really love them? And do they really love you, or do they see you as like a child or as their little pet? Because what do y'all have in common? Plus, I just don't find old people attractive. Like, no offense to y'all, but I'm not interested in a 70-year-old or 60-year-old man. That's why when I saw that picture of Aoki and Victoria, I was like, I wanted to throw up. Cause I'm just like, ew, like maybe I'm being dramatic, but like he's not ugly, but like, ew. But overall, I'll just say that I don't think sugar dating is bad, but I feel like you should only engage in it once you're 25 and up, preferably. That's when your, what do they call it? Your prefrontal cortex in your brain is fully developed and you lived life a little bit longer to see if it's something that you actually want to do. If you're 30 years old and you have a sugar daddy, like do what you gotta do, like you're grown, that's your business. I don't care about that. I just feel like the younger generation is just kind of being steered towards sugar dating. That shouldn't be the case because they're very young. And these TikTok people need to let these young girls know that it's not all glitter and rainbows. So please express that. But they're not going to express that because their job is to sell this dream so that they can make more money themselves. Anyways, thank you so much for making it till the end of this video. I appreciate you. This was a long one, girl. I am tired. I am hungry. I filmed like for 30 minutes and my mic was not working, so got a little bit cranky. And I would like to thank SenseBoard one more time for sponsoring today's video. And don't forget to use the code INKIRKA to get 55% off your first month at SenseBoard. And with this promo, you're going to only be spending a little over $7. So why not? Try it out. Get into it. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Peace. Bye. Even within the context of a transaction, transitional, how do you say transactional?
Transactional.
Oh, transactional. Ideally,